Broadcasting live from the EBSN online studios in Columbus, Ohio. It's Silver and Blue Nation, the voice of diehard Dallas Cowboy fans. Now, here are your hosts, Big Game James and Producer G.
I almost caught you slipping. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Welcome today, everybody, Silver and Blue Nation. Where am I? There you go. There we go. What's up, everybody? Silver and Blue Nation, Big Game James. And I got Mr. Corey Boyd on the ones and twos. What's up, Corey?
Yes, sir. What is up? I am in for Producer G, trying not to mess up Silver and Blue Nation. I'm going to try my best, man.
Okay, but you already been slipping.
I know, man. I told you. I told you. I'm going to try not to mess it up.
You already been slipping now, dog. There you go. See, you already been slipping. But you know what? It's okay because I love you and you're a Browns fan, so I expect it.
Why you got to do that? Why you got to do
I'm
that?
not going to do it.
Why you
I had to
gotta
get
do
it
that,
in.
man?
I had to get it in because you
why
know
you
what?
gotta do that,
I had to
man?
get it in because,
Why you gotta do that?
hey, listen, y'all, check this out. Check out my man Corey Boyd. He's got a show out here. Is it Browns? Is it Browns Nation?
Everything Browns
Everything's
Nation.
Browns Nation. Make sure you can check it out. I mean, even though
Yeah,
we're all
man.
Cowboys fans, make sure you check out my guy Corey. Got some good stuff. Did the Cavs Nation, which was banging. Now you got the Browns. Looks like y'all got some hope this year. Looks like y'all might actually do some things this year. I'm not going to hate. There's a few people that I can't stand. That's why I don't want to give Browns credit. But
Hey, please don't take that out on me, man. Don't take that out on me.
I am going to take it out on you
Don't
and
take
everybody.
that out
I'm
on-
being
don't take
nice
that
right
out
now.
on
That's why I
me.
said you
Yes,
will with some
please,
games and give you
please.
props. But
Just because we got a few
don't get
knuckleheads.
high and mighty up in here.
We got a few knuckleheads.
Don't get high and mighty up in here.
We have a few
Do you understand?
knuckleheads. Don't let that spoil it for the rest of us.
Okay, I'm just letting you know. Don't get no high and mighty spirits up in here.
Trust me, 1 in 31. I can't get mighty on nothing.
Okay, there we go. So what's up, everybody? Big Game James here. Like I said, Producer G is still in Cali, enjoying that good Cali weather. He was out there at camp a couple of days, got us some good film, good footage, and everything like that. So he's going to be back next week. But I got my guy doing the ones and twos, and we're going to still talk Cowboys football because we had a game that we played yesterday. We didn't play the Browns, but we played the Bengals. And guess what? We caught another L. But you know what? There's some things that I want to talk about in this game. Number one, Zach Martin. Let me jump on here. Well, let me give shout-outs to everybody first. Let me give shout-outs to everybody who's in here right now. Shout-outs to Dino. What up? Jessica, Ron, Maurice. Who else we got? Jawan, Stacy Carpenter, Arturo Lugo. What's up, dog? John. I don't know some of these last names, so you know what? Forgive me. Richie Melendez, Brenda Burrows. You must be I've never seen you, but that's what's up. I like it. Willie, what's up, Big Willie? I haven't seen you in a long time. Everybody jump in here, man. Everybody jump in here and let's talk some Cowboys football. Throw some questions out to me right quick. You got some questions for me because G hooked it up. Go ahead and throw some stuff out to me, Corey, because I want to hear your voice out here on there.
All right, well, I will hook you up. You got some YouTube people giving you shout-outs as well. Everybody on the Silver and Blue Nation YouTube, thank you, thank you. Albert Smith says good morning and salute to all the Cowboys family.
What's up?
Nicholas. Albert also gave me a shout-out.
That's
Thank you.
what's up.
Thanks, man.
See,
I appreciate
we
the
don't hate
love.
over here.
And Jonathan Cook says, what's good, Big Game James?
What's
And
up, Jonathan?
Chris Killens in the building also. Everybody on the Silver and Blue Nation YouTube, thank you for watching. You know, it's good looking. So, Big Game James, I got a question for you.
I got a
question for you.
Talk to me.
How do you feel about Dak Prescott's game? How is he looking? How do you feel about what is going on? Is there any changes to his game that you are noticing?
Well, I mean, the thing that I really notice is Dez Bryant's not there. And I'm going to be honest with you, I feel like that's one of the big things that, you know, he's more comfortable. It seems like he played good when Dez wasn't in the lineup or if he was hurt before. So the thing I'm looking at is efficiency. 10 for 16, 86 yards, 1 touchdown. Last week, 3 for 3, 30-something yards, a touchdown. No interceptions, 2 touchdowns, another high passer rating. And that touchdown drive that he had, it was like a 14, 15-play drive and ended with a touchdown, not a field goal. And he scrambled out because the pocket was collapsed. He scrambled out and made the play because if he didn't make that play, they don't score. And, you know, he had a couple passes. Dak is Dak, okay? He had a couple passes where I was like, what the hell is that? You know what I'm saying? Where he just, overthrew Blake Jarwin for a touchdown, and he kind of threw a ball out of bounds. I was like, what is that? But I feel like that's what he'll do. If I don't want to use the cliche, but to me, he does remind me of Donovan McNabb, because when I used to watch McNabb would throw balls in the dirt. Like, McNabb would throw passes where you're like, what the hell was that? But then you see McNabb do these passes when he's under pressure, and he'd be like, damn, he's sweet. You feel me? And I think that's what Dak brings. Like, you'll see some plays where you're like, what is that? And then the next play he'll come out of nowhere and just kill you with something. And that's the element. It's maybe kind of maddening to people, but it's something I do like. And I feel like it's his team, and he's looking good. And I have no problems with him right now, and everybody else can shut the hell up.
Wow. Very profound.
Yeah, because I'm tired of people trying to dog him all the time. You know what I'm saying? But him and McNabb, if you really watch McNabb, you would sit there and watch him throw intermediate passes, and you'd be seeing him be off. But you would see him when he's scrambling, you come after him, and then he would just throw a rope, and you'd be like, ugh. You know, and that's just what I love about Dak, and that's what he really brings to the table. And Dino says, turn your mic up, y'all. So you got to get my mic up.
Turn his mic up. If you want his mic up, you got it. I am turning it to the max.
Hello.
So
there we go.
If he blows your ears off, it is on the fans.
There it is, Dino.
If
Can you
he
hear me now?
blows your ears off, it is on you guys.
Can you hear me now, Dano? Talk to me. There it is, right there. That's right there. That's what I want. Right there.
All right, there it is.
That's my dog.
You lose an eardrum.
I don't care. Now I'm feeling good. Now I hear my sexy voice.
I wouldn't go that far.
I am. Dino says, yes, thanks. See, everybody saying good deal. See, they love Big Game James voice. Don't you lie to me, boy.
Speaking of Dak, and you said he reminds you of Donovan McNabb.
Yes.
Donovan McNabb had a lot of weapons nobody heard of.
Right.
Freddie Mitchell, a.k.a. Show Me the Belt.
Right.
Todd Pinkston.
Ooh, you bringing them back. Skinny Todd Pinkston.
Yeah, bring back some names. People going to be like, who is that?
Yeah,
that's right.
If they know football.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Maybe his biggest weapon besides Westbrook, don't forget about Westbrook,
yes.
number 36.
Yes.
His biggest weapon, Hall of Fame, T.O. Went to the Super Bowl with him.
Right.
Do you think Dak needs a T.O.-like receiver to make it to the Super Bowl?
No. I think he needs a Zeke. As long as he has a Zeke right now, I think that's what's going to carry us to the Super Bowl. Everybody knows this team goes through Zeke. It's not through Dak. Dak won that Rookie of the Year, but we really know he had a phenomenal year, but it was that Zeke train. And is Zeke carrying us now? I mean, look at our offense. I mean, we're scoring. We did move the ball, but you can see the missing element with Zeke. I mean, Rod Smith had 13 carries for 49 yards, I believe. He ran hard, but that's not Zeke. He's changed. If Zeke was in that game, that whole game would have been different, straight up. And then you would have been seeing Dak even more loose because now you got Zeke back there. And when you got Zeke back there, it changes the whole game and it makes you better. So I think honestly, that was the perfect combination, getting Dak and Zeke together, and I hope they can stay together as long as they can, because when those two play together, the team plays better. And that's just a fact. And that's why when I'm encouraged when I see Dak moving the ball and scoring touchdowns without Zeke even sniffing the field, because when Zeke gets in there, it's going to even open up even more for Dak. So that's why I don't feel like Dak needs a number one receiver like a T.O., because we got a Michael Gallup rookie who's looking good. Tavon Austin, Cole Beasley haven't really even been playing. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Williams has just got in. He got a couple passes yesterday. We're basically playing with all backups, and we're still scoring touchdowns. So that makes me feel great about the potential what the offense can be. And if you really look at that defense, I'm feeling real great about that. So the combination of that offense coming together probably later on in the season, the defense is going to be freaking nasty, treacherous. It's just Jason Garrett. You have a team that you can get to the Super Bowl. If you don't do it this year, at least get to an NFC championship with this squad, especially with that nasty-ass defense, you got to go.
All right. I mean, the fans are all in the comment section like no other here in Silver and Blue Nation. Ron Smith says, have you heard anything on the injury? Where did it go? It just left.
Was Zach Martin? What I've heard was I believe they're having an MRI today, but from what they were saying, the preliminary things were being spoke about was a hyperextension knee.
Actually, I'm sorry. He said to Frederick.
Frederick's got the tingling sensation but they said it's nothing. So I guess we can all kind of blow by the Travis Frederick thing because the doctor said he's good. Only reason why he went to that specialist because he was 85 miles out. They got good rapport with this guy, and so that's why they went and saw him. Nothing with that. Zach Martin is the big thing because he got cut yesterday with the injury with the knee. That cornerback, I think it's Fitzpatrick, 27. Is Fitzpatrick 27 for the Bengals? He did it twice. He did it to Zach Martin. When Zach Martin was pulling, he cut him. He automatically went to his knees to try to cut him. And he tried to do it to Tyron Smith, but Tyron Smith kind of got out the way. And I personally don't like that. I get it, but I don't think cornerbacks should keep doing that because they do that and they're taking them guys are getting hurt. And they don't want the offensive linemen to do them like that. So step up and take that damn block and stop cutting them knees like that.
Stop cutting the knees. I want to shout out everybody who's making a comment. We got Mike Mickens, John Delarico. I probably butchered that.
What's
Brad
up, everybody?
Chafin, Jawan, Willie, Dino, Mary, JJ, Big Ron Smith, Jessica. I mean, they're all in the comment section.
Yes, we're going hard. I love it. Because everybody's here today. That's how we do. That's how we do over here.
Danny,
we don't know about y'all, but that's how we do in Cowboy land. That's how we do in Cowboy Nation. We go hard out here. We go hard out here.
You guys win games.
That's right. Exactly.
Give us a chance to win some games
win some.
First.
Yeah, win some.
Start with me, James. You know what? I have the buttons, okay? I can mute your mic right now if I wanted to. Don't start with me.
All right, I'm going to leave you alone. All right.
I want to thank everybody for making the comments here on Silver and Blue Nation. Thank you for making the comments. Keep the comments coming. Preseason against the Bengals yesterday, 21-13.
Let me tell you what I liked in that game.
What'd you like in it? I want to ask you one thing before you get to that.
Okay.
Do you take preseason seriously?
Yes, I do.
So do the outcome.
I know. I don't care about that. No, I don't know.
The outcome of the game seriously.
No, I don't care about the outcome.
Okay, me neither.
I don't care about the outcome. I care about the people getting work and getting the reps.
Okay.
Now I hear so many people, and I get it, where they're like, "Hey, you can't play Travis Frederick. You can't play Zach Martin. You can't get him out the field." This is football. You got to practice against other teams. You can't practice against yourself. It's just like when I play ball, man, football, basketball. You can't play against your same players every time. You can't play against your same teammates. You got to go out and play against competition. That's what gets you better. Yes, you may not want to play a lot of series, but they still got to get the reps. They got to get that because game one, if they're never playing and then they go out there, the cohesion, they have to go out there and do it. You get what I'm saying? So, but as far as putting stock at the end of the game, as far as the outcome, no. I just want to see what those second teamers and those third teamers are look like. And our backups right now are not looking good. I think that's the bad what I can take of it. If I look at our backup position as far as our offensive line, Zach Martin going out, you had Kadeem Edwards coming in. He looked okay. He had a couple spots where he got blocked up the middle. Joe Looney is okay. I think he's a better guard than center, but he was admirable at the center position. We got another guy that we got, Cam Fleming from the Patriots. He needs to step the hell up. Chaz Green sucks. Is awful. Needs to be cut, but we don't have anybody. So that's concerning. Our offensive line depth. If somebody really gets hurt on that offensive line, we may be in trouble. Now, the cornerback position, I know a lot of people might be in here saying, you know, Jordan Lewis was looking bad and Anthony Brown was looking suspect again, which they kind of are. But at the end of the day, we got Cheeto, we got Byron Jones, and I still feel better with Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis than those undrafted free agents that we had at there, Travarius Ward, Donovan Alumba. They're not going to make the team. Marquez White may make the team because he was on our team last year, but he hasn't done anything impressive. And Duke Thomas may make the squad just because we need the depth. But those guys that were undrafted that we were so high on, they're cut.
So it sounds to me that you're a little concerned about the backups.
Yeah, because
just a little bit. Just a teeny bit.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you know you need your backups in the game because it's the NFL. people are going to get hurt. We just saw it with Zach Martin. We've seen a lot of our guys getting hurt yesterday, so you have to have quality backups. It's what hurt us last year. It's what hurt us when Tyron Smith got hurt and we had Chaz Green out there. It killed us. It probably lost us games. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to have quality backups, and that's what you're looking at when you look at these preseason games. And when you look at the back end on our secondary, we need depth. Now the Earl Thomas thing comes to life again. Jeff Heath looked good. Xavier Woods looked good, but he got hurt. His hamstring. We got to find out what's going on with that. Kayvon Frazier is nice, but once again, injuries. You feel me? We got a guy named Tyree Robinson from Oregon. He's undrafted. I think he will make the team. He's a 6'2", 215-pound safety. I think he will make the team. But at the end of the day, he's still a rookie. You need the depth. You understand what I mean? And if you don't have that depth, Corey, you know it. If somebody gets hurt and you don't have a quality backup, you're playing these big games, you're going to lose.
Yes, and lose badly. Now, speaking of depth, quality backups, who do you feel back? I'm going to move back to the offensive side of the ball for a second. We touched on it for a little bit. Everybody's in the comments blowing it up. I'm asking you guys
everybody?
too. Who do you think is going to emerge as the number one go-to guy for your guy, Dak Prescott, when it's all said and done? When, say, we're in week 10 of the season, we're fighting for playoff position, who do you think is going to be that number one guy? Who's Dak's guy?
Honestly, I don't think it's going to be anybody, one person. If you really look at our lineup, if you look at Allen Hurns, if you look at Michael Gallup, our rookie who's coming on really nicely, Cole Beasley's going to have a good year. I really feel like Dak is going to be able to spread it around. I really feel like that. I don't see a guy, maybe Cole Beasley, because he has a good rapport with Cole. He has a really good rapport, but Gallup has been balling with him. You get what I'm saying? Tavon Austin has been the star of the camp, and he's been a quote-unquote bust this year, but he's been playing great with us, and because I really feel like he's taking the star to heart. He was even out there on the bench. They were saying Jason Garrett had to get him offside the bench to tell him to calm down. I really feel like when we're talking about we may not really have a number one receiver, I really don't think we will have one because we have a lot of guys we can spread the ball around, and that's not a bad thing. Look at Tom Brady, and I'm not saying he's Tom Brady or anything like that. Or Aaron. It's good when you have 3, 4, 5 receivers, Corey. It's good when you got that many guys that can make plays. Because now, who can you guard? If you don't know who you can really guard because you're not looking at one person, now you think play action because Zeke is killing you. You don't know where you can go. And I like that unknown element with the team. I don't want to have to feel like we have to throw it to one guy every single time to get it here. Let's keep on moving the ball around, using the offensive line, using Zeke, and getting that defense because I'm telling you, we're talking about that offense. When we going to switch to this defense and talk about that, Dan? Yes, thank you, Joe. Joe says, can we talk about Randy Gregory? Yeah, I ain't talking about no more offense. Okay, Corey?
This is your show.
Okay.
You talk about whatever you want. You want to talk about Randy Gregory. If you
I'm talking about the defense, y'all. Hey, y'all, let's talk about defense.
Talk about whatever you want.
Let's talk about defense, y'all. Yeah, let's talk
Gregory.
about defense. I'm sorry I haven't got everybody's comments because it's a lot of comments coming in, so I apologize. Forgive me. It's Sunday, so you have to forgive me. This is our church right now. But anyway, let's talk about this damn defense. First of all, Randy Gregory was playing a lot. He didn't get a sack, but, man, you could see it. I mean, this dude hasn't played in 2 years. 2 years, dog. 2 years. And you could just see the natural – oh, my God. You could see him naturally getting past the offensive tackle, pushing him back in the pocket. He didn't get a sack, but you could see the pressure. You could see – man, I said next year you're going to see the real Randy Gregory, but, man, this dude might be so good. You might see a lot of him this year. Taco Charlton had a sack, and he had a hold, but daggone it, he had the sack, and I told y'all about Taco Charlton. That was my guy. I said Taco Charlton from the beginning, and I'm going to claim him, but guess what? He got a sack. Everybody was hating on him last year. I said be patient, and now he's showing up. DeMarcus Lawrence didn't have a sack, but, man, he was in that backfield. Tyrone Crawford, Dayton Jones, Ward, Barbecue Woods. That's the name, Antoine Woods. I called you, Barbecue Woods. Holla at him. Look good at the one tech. Jalen Smith, dog. Are you serious? That draft pick out of Notre Dame that everybody said that he'll never play football again? That's a miracle in itself, Corey.
Yes, it is.
He came back from an injury, drop foot that nobody has come back from ever. Ever, Corey.
Ever.
Ever.
One more time.
Ever, ever.
There
Ever,
it is.
ever?
There it is.
Ever, ever.
There it is.
You understand that? This dude came back from drop foot and is balling. He looks like his old self. Are you serious? Sean Lee was next to him. We look fast. We look fierce. That front seven, and we don't even have a David Irving. Malik Collins ain't even playing like that. Are you serious? This defense was a top 8 defense last year, and we were just coming to our own. I don't know what's going to happen with this thing with Earl Thomas. I would love to get him if we do, because I'm worried about the back end of the safety as far as the depth. If we get Earl Thomas, Corey, y'all in trouble.
We in trouble?
Every team in trouble.
Who is we?
All y'all daggone,
who
all
is
you
we?
damn 31 other teams is in trouble if we get Earl Thomas.
Who is we?
All y'all.
All of us?
Because if y'all have a great year and you happen to get to a Super Bowl and you play us, we're going to beat the hell out of y'all.
Really?
Yep.
Really? Really? We? Now, I have a question for you. Maybe it's just me, but Zeke's not playing, right?
He's not playing.
Because he's Zeke, right?
He's Zeke.
We know what he can do.
Right.
We know what he can do.
Right.
But Sean Lee.
Right.
But maybe it's me. So you help me out.
Okay.
He's injured a lot, right?
Yes.
A lot.
Yes.
We know what he can do, correct?
Yes.
Why is he playing? Why? Like, why? I don't understand. Maybe I'm missing something here. We know what Zeke can do. Why is Sean Lee out there? Just answer that for me. Maybe I'm missing something. I just want to know. Help me out.
Honestly, I think Zeke was going to play, but when Geis got hurt from Washington, that was the big scare. Don't think these guys don't pay attention to the news. And when Geis got hurt, and he was a high draft pick for them Redskins, and that happened to him, it's kind of like Jerry Jones, like, nah. Zeke is like our gold mine. Do you understand that? Like, Dak is our, like, almost gold, but he is our super gold. Like, Zeke is the man. Like, no matter what you say, Zeke is the man. So that's why you don't see Zeke out there. Sean Lee is 30. Zeke is like 23. So you're going to see Sean Lee out there because, honestly, Sean Lee ain't got that much longer with the Cowboys. Let's keep it real. He's going to have to readjust that contract if he's going to stay with us, but he's got to play because we need him to play. I know he has the injuries with the hamstring and things of that nature, but he's 30. He still needs to play. Zeke is our gold mine guy. Sean Lee is not. And that's just the way it is. Zeke is our gold. Zeke is the man on our team. And everybody knows it.
But couldn't you argue that Sean Lee is your gold mine on defense?
I could argue that. And, yes, you don't probably want to play that because of the hamstring. But I'm going to be honest with you. I think Sean Lee has a lot of clout as a leader. And I think when Sean Lee is chomping at the bit to get on the field and bugging the coaches, I think the coach is like, okay, we're just going to let you out there so you shut the hell up. And I think that's really how he gets on the field.
Okay.
I'll be very honest with you. I think he begs to get on the field because Sean Lee is that type of dude. He is like the type of guy that's the no-nonsense. You know, the old school Dick Buckus type? That's what he reminds me of because he's an old school. I need to play. I need to play. I don't care what y'all saying about my hamstring. I need to play. I'm a leader of the team. I can't look like I'm hurt. You feel me?
I feel you.
Do you understand that, though?
I feel you.
Okay.
But
I can't be a leader on the team and sitting on the sidelines all the time because the other players are going to look at me like, how you are a leader, but you ain't never suited up.
But I want him in the regular season because he's ouchy. Too much.
Man, he played 14 games last year. I mean, think 13 games, and the year before that he played 14. I know, but he has done better these last 3 years as far as being better staying on the field. I mean, they start doing yoga. That helps. That's all I can say about that.
Okay. All right.
I mean, you feel me? Zeke we know what Zeke brings to the table, but Sean Lee is one of the leaders. Zeke is just still coming into his own as being the leader on the team. You know what I mean? 3 years in. Sean Lee is a leader on the team. So Sean Lee has to play, dog. You can't be a leader on the team and sit in the bench. That's just facts. Somebody asked me about Zach Martin. Hyperextended knee. That's what I'm hearing. Yes. Do we need Earl Thomas? Yes, I do think we need Earl Thomas because we need that safety depth, because if we have one major injury, we're hurting. And I don't want to have to go through that the season. Let's say we're like a 5-2, Corey, and then we get a big injury in the back end. That kills us. So, and even now you just mentioned Sean Lee. If Sean Lee gets hurt and you have Earl Thomas on your team, you don't feel as bad because now you still have a captain and a commander of the defense. And don't forget about this guy, Joe Thomas. I forgot about talking about him. Came over from Green Bay. A lot of people thought he was just going to be a special teams guy. He's proven a lot of people wrong. He's helping with our depth. If I can go from top to bottom, it's almost the you know how we talking about that 53-man roster? Our 53-man roster is kind of shaping up. You can kind of almost guess it now from top to bottom. I know we're kind of going to a lot of places, but let me ask some people in here. Y'all want to talk about Rico Gathers?
Rico.
Somebody Roosevelt guy just brought up tight ends. Y'all want to talk about them tight ends and Rico? Because I posted a video with Rico. I got it from a guy I follow on Twitter. He posted it, and he was saying this is one of the reasons why the Cowboys coaches are frustrated. It was a double tight end set, and they both ran into each other, but it really did look like Rico didn't have no clue where he was going. So here's my thing, Corey, with the Rico Gathers situation. What coaches do you really think you wouldn't want a guy who's 6'8", 280 pounds to succeed?
Not one.
I mean, seriously. What coach would want to sabotage a player where you don't want 6'8", 280 because that's a whole type of dimension?
Not one.
Right?
At all.
So Rico, when I have to see this, I look at a lot of comments about Rico Gathers. Everybody's like, we're making a mistake if we cut him, blah, blah, blah. I see so many people saying that, and I get it because of that size and what he brings to it. He caught a pass over this guy, took it out of his hands, and you see that. But honestly, if you played any kind of sports, and I've coached for 15 years and I played, if you have a guy who keeps doing the same repetitive mistakes in practice and in games, you can't play him. You can't. He's going to get somebody hurt. And they keep on saying he's missing assignments. He's still not making his blocking assignments. He's still not knowing the plays. And after year 3, you got to know that stuff. You feel me? And if we want to put Rico Gathers on the field, he has to do what Rico Gathers has to do. And if you're on a 46-man game day roster, you have to play. And right now, I feel like the only element Rico Gathers can add is red zone. And are we going to keep a spot for him? I don't see them doing that.
What's his dimensions again? 6'8"?
6'8" and about 280 pounds.
6'8", 280. Do you see them cutting him? 6'8", 280.
Yes. I mean, because if I look at our positions, I said a couple months ago Rico Gathers was going to be a surprise cut. A lot of people come out my neck, say I was crazy, and it's not like I want him to be cut. I want Rico Gathers 6'8", 280 get cut.
Well, your partner in crime, Producer G, all the way from Cali.
Yeah.
Rico, clearly the best tight end on the team, Producer G.
Clearly?
Clearly.
If you're saying clearly athletic-wise, yes, clearly. Athletic-wise, yes. He's not clearly better than Blake Jarwin as far as a better receiver. No, he's not. Blake Jarwin is good. If you saw Blake Jarwin playing that game, he's good, but he don't have that all-world ability. You know, you see that natural ability from Rico. You just see it. But, dude, if he can't block and if he can't remember assignments, how ain't going to get on the daggone field? They ain't going to let him. They ain't going to let him. And you really think they're going to keep 4 tight ends on off? He won't dress. They'll have 53 and he will never dress.
But you know, sometimes athleticism is hard to pass up.
Okay, but I've seen it time and time again in the NFL and the NBA where athleticism can get you only so far. You need to know the plays. You need to understand this, that he's a threat. I love him as a threat. But are you going to keep one roster spot just to hit him in the red zone? Rico Gathers gets cut, and I don't care what anybody tells me. Rico Gathers get cut. He ain't going nowhere and getting 30, 40 catches in a year.
You heard it. Big Game James says
he
Rico
ain't played
Gathers
football
is
since
getting
8th
cut.
grade.
Silver and Blue Nation, let us know. Is he getting cut? Let us know.
Yes, just let us know. Y'all tell us right now.
Is
Rico Gathers getting cut?
Where are you making these comments from? Is Rico Gathers getting cut? Let us know. This is Silver and Blue Nation. You already know what it is, but if you are new, Producer G is all the way in Cali doing it big. I'm trying to fill in for him the best that I can. Big Game James says Rico Gathers at 6'8", 280 pounds, says he doesn't know what he's doing, and he will be on the unemployment line soon. Let us know, do you agree with Big Game James, or do you agree with Producer G all the way out in Cali, who says he's the best tight end Dallas got? Let us know in the comment section. Let us know.
Yeah, so far I'm looking at the comments right now. They're coming in. Keep these comments rolling in. Is Rico Gathers getting cut? Do you think Rico Gathers is getting cut? I think he is. I don't want it to happen, but I think he is, because if you can't know these plays and you can't block, how are you going to get on the daggone field? I don't understand. This is the NFL. This isn't 80 games like the NBA, right? This isn't 182 games like baseball, right? This is 16 games. So every game is critical, and games are won and lost by mistakes. How many times have we seen mistakes in games that cost people? It costs a game, big games.
Yes, sir.
You misplay, misassignment, quarterback gets killed, sack, fumble, pick up the ball, runs it in for a touchdown, game over.
Yes, sir.
How many times have we seen that?
Yes, sir. I wanted to give some shout-outs from everybody who is shouting out. Vondell Jackson. Jessica says Rico is staying. Matthew says cut. Patrick says cut him from Denmark. Brad says Rico will definitely get cut. Jimmy says I would rather cut Dalton, but they won't give up on a draft pick that quick.
He's right.
Jawan says I hate to say it, but Rico gonna get cut. Annette says heck yeah. Javon says a football player can't read plays. He will not play as a Cowboys. Lionel all the way from Maryland. Willie says practice squad. My man Ron Smith says Rico will get cut. Producer G says Blake Jarwin looks soft. Christopher says Rico will get cut. Autoro says Rico will get cut. I probably butchered his name. I apologize for that.
Yeah.
Jimmy says he will get cut.
See, you hear a lot of cutting.
Says from Portland, Oregon. Woo!
Cut.
Everybody.
We got Denmark in the house
saying he's gonna get cut. Vondell's from Stafford, VA. Brad from Dallas, Texas.
Hey, Patrick Schultz Jorgensen. He says he's getting cut. He's in here from Denmark.
Denmark.
See, let me just tell you something. We're worldwide here at Silver Blue Nation. I just want to let you know we worldwide area codes, man.
But what I was going to say was he's not going to get cut because he just got somebody from Denmark in the building.
Yeah, but Denmark say he was getting cut.
But he's going to stay now because he got Denmark in the building. They're going to watch this show.
Hey, we are worldwide, man. We done had Hawaii, Philippines, Denmark.
Somebody from Dallas is going to watch this show and be like, whoa. Denmark?
Whoa. Hell yeah.
You're staying. You're staying, Rico.
Hey, Rico, if you can get on there from Denmark, Patrick got you on there. Just let you know. What up, everybody? Hey, I ain't been able to get a shout-outs to everybody because it's been hella people in here.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you guys in there.
We're trying to get everybody. We love you. I'm sorry we ain't got everybody's name. Let me can I?
I butchered his name. He said just call him Art. I butchered it.
But that's my dog.
My bad.
Art. That's the man. Art is the man because he is faithful with it. Oh, and let me tell you something else. You see the top of that screen right where my finger is? That's called the Patreon. Hey, if you love the nation, donate $1, $2, 10, 15, 20, 30, 45, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 100. However you want to do it. But donate to the nation right there. You know what I'm saying? Because you see Producer G out there. You see I was out there in Cali before. We done went out to the combines. We done went out to the draft. We're trying to get out to these games. We're trying to be out there week 1 Carolina. We're trying to grow the nation. So if you want to continue to help grow the nation, support the nation. And don't come think I'm begging, but I see a lot of people out there supporting a lot of things and y'all never see them people. It's real people over here, and we love you. Support the nation so we can grow and make things happen because it's going for y'all, and that's word.
And I'm going to double back what he just said. I see a lot of GoFundMes out there for absolutely nothing.
Nothing. I mean, there's some stuff out there, some shicey stuff, and y'all just be throwing them dollars.
For a bag of Cheetos. I'm like, really?
I mean,
come on now.
I mean, Beyonce and Jay-Z was out here, and they was throwing big dollars at them, and you know Jay-Z don't care about you.
Yeah.
I ain't hating.
I ain't hating either.
Saying.
As soon as they throw an album out, y'all lose your mind.
I'm just saying.
And they got a.
I heard the concert was dope though.
It probably was.
I heard it was dope.
I'm not hating.
I ain't hating.
Just saying.
I'm just saying too.
Speaking of just saying, I want to say, Big Game James, what are you looking for against the Arizona Cardinals? The big week of preseason, which we all know as football fans, is week 3, the dress rehearsal where everybody shows almost their stuff and most of their starting unit.
Well, I think the biggest thing that I'm seeing is, number one, I think I want to see the offense. I hope they really play Zeke. I know what they're feeling like, but you can't – he got to play. You understand what I'm saying? He got to play at least a series. Zeke has to play something. I hope I see Zeke. I just want to see the continued Dak Prescott leading that offense for a whole half. We're probably not going to have Zach Martin be in that game. I don't know if Travis Frederick's even going to play in that game. So, really, we want to see with those backups because now it's going to be key. You got Joe Looney and Kadeem Edwards. Those two guys are going to probably play a big role. So, that's what I really want to see because those guys are probably going to be our starting center and our starting right guard. So, those guys that got to be looked at as far as if those guys ever get hurt or it's an extended period that they're out, these guys need to be able to step up and be able to do what we need to do because if our offense ain't scoring no points, it's going to be a long year. We saw what happened last year. I still want to see continued looking with our receivers, the growing. I hope Tavon Austin is in there. He had a little sore groin. I want to see what they will continue to want to do with him. Also, I would love to see Rico Gathers in real time, but honestly, that looks like that boat has sailed. Continue to see what the rookie Schultz is going to do, the tight end position. But mainly, I'm a defensive guy. I coached it. I love defense. I want to see what that defense, the first string defense, is going to look like the whole first half. Because we pretty much shut out everybody. The Bengals, it was 10-0 at halftime. They didn't do jack poo on us. The San Francisco 49ers on our first-team defense did nothing on us. So people need to look at that. First-team offenses are not scoring on our first-team defense. And we have a rotation like no other. You talk about Taco Charlton. He's backing up DeMarcus Lawrence, and he's nasty. We got a kid named Dorrance Armstrong Jr. from Kansas who looks like a freaking monster who's been putting Tyron Smith on work. And then we got Randy Gregory. He damn near played the first half after 2 years off and looked great. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Our linebacking core, LVE, our number 1 draft pick, didn't even play. And we look fast and nasty. Our number 1 draft pick didn't even play, and we ain't miss him. That's a great feeling. When your top linebacker you drafted was 6'5", 250 pounds, you didn't even see him. He was on the sidelines eating sunflower seeds.
Sunflower seeds.
You feel me? So that's what I want to see. Yeah, I want to see the Jordan Lewis. I think they're going to be okay. Everybody's bugging about them. But when you have a great defense, it makes those other guys continue to step up. You feel me? And I feel like they're going to continue to get coached up. We're going to be good on the back end starting half. It's just the backups I'm worried about. But I feel like that first half, I want to see another shutout.
Who scores the first TD this season? And Russell Harrison says, great point, Big Game. That D gonna be nasty.
Nasty, treacherous. They called themselves the Hot Boys. Now, I said that name was corny, but I told you. I will scream, Hot Boys. We get 5-6 sacks. I'll be like, Hot Boys, Hot Boys. I'll be had a song in the background.
Tim Warner says Beasley is going to score the first TD this season.
He might, and it's probably going to be that slant over the middle like they always do because him and Dak got that camaraderie. But I'm trying to tell you, damn the offense. I love Dak and all them guys. Zeke's going to have a monster year. I love defense.
If the defense is so nasty, they might get a pick 6.
That's what I'm saying. Defense wins championships.
They can score the first touchdown.
Offense sells tickets. Defense wins games. Defense wins championships. How many? What the hell is that? Is that producer G?
That is my new ringtone called Yeah. Keep going. But keep going.
I love that.
The defense, the defense could score.
The defense can score. The defense is going to be nasty. That was beautiful. It's just a great day here. You just never know what's going to happen, and that's what I love about it. Impromptu, there is going to be, but the defense is going to be nasty. The defense is G going to call in? Is producer G?
I don't know.
I hope him. Hey, producer G, you been doing all that talking. Why don't you call in, man?
I don't know.
Oh yes. Dale Bailey, yes, I'm sorry, Mr. Bailey. He asked, what did I think about that interception by Cheeto yesterday? That was nasty. Did y'all even watch the game? Did y'all watch the game?
Did you watch the game?
Did you watch the game? I know you're a Browns fan, but did you watch the Cowboys?
I watched the first half.
I knew you would because it's Cowboys.
That's all I needed to see.
Like I said.
The first half is all I need to see.
Did you see Cheeto with that interception?
Yeah.
Was it nasty?
It was nasty.
Like
almost
that?
good as me. But yeah.
Man, please. Man, please. Yes, that Cheeto was nasty. Me and producer G were going back and forth because I said Cheeto wouldn't be a high interception guy. He might shut me the hell up. Maybe he listened to Silver and Blue Nation and said, boy, child, please. I'm getting all kind of INTs. That athleticism that was, oh, my God, on display. He is looking all worldly. Just the excitement. Byron Jones looks good. I said I didn't think Byron Jones was going to be like the guy, but he looked real sticky in coverage. I'm just really excited about our defense. I think we're going to shut a lot of people down, man. Feel me?
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
But, hey.
It's all about defense.
Yeah,
it's all about. I see. You're all about defense.
Yes, I'm all about defense because, as I said, look at a lot of teams that have played in Super Bowls, championship teams. You see the Steelers. I mean, what happened when we had them Seahawks? Remember when the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl a couple years? Yes, they won one.
Yes,
well, why were they so good?
Their defense was nasty.
And they're saying turn up your mic, Corey.
It was beyond nasty.
Beyond
nasty.
Right, but at that time, what was Russell Wilson? Was he like the all-world quarterback? No, he was just good. And they had what? Marshawn Lynch.
His second year, he became
really good.
But that first year, he
was just like kind of a manager type, kind of a game manager guy. You could see the talent, but you could see things had to form around him. But what happened? And let's just go back. I got an eerie situation now, Corey. Now we're talking about it. I'm seeing that the Seattle Seahawks had Russell Wilson. I'm not saying Dak Prescott was Russell Wilson, but they had Russell Wilson. Then they had Marshawn Lynch. We have Zeke. They had a really good offensive line, right?
Right.
Did they have a number one receiver?
No, they didn't.
But did they have a nasty D?
Yes, they did.
And what carried them?
Their defense.
And Russell just had to make those plays, and Marshawn had to run that ball, right?
So are you saying –
remember the Baltimore Ravens?
So are you saying their defense as good as Seattle's and Baltimore's?
I'm just saying I'm not jumping to those conclusions, but what I am saying, when you start building through the draft, when you looked at those teams, when you looked at the Steelers, when you looked at the Seahawks, even the Broncos, the Carolina Panthers, when you see those teams, they built them teams through the draft. They got sprinkled in a few players, but that front line was young and nasty. And if you look at our front line, it's young and nasty. Our linebacking core is young. It's aggressive. I think our secondary is going to continue to step up. And if you look at the formula, quarterback makes plays, awesome, nasty running back, all-world offensive line, receivers that can make plays, and a defense that can shut you down. Well, damn, that sounds like a Super Bowl team to me. Jason Garrett, are you listening to me? Because guess what? You can do this, man. You have a Super Bowl type team. Take us there, please. And, yes, I didn't even mention Earl Thomas. If we get Earl Thomas, dog, it's a wrap. We get Earl Thomas, another veteran in the fold, and he's playing for his old coach. You don't think he's going to try to get one more Super Bowl run? And how much better would he feel leaving the Seahawks getting the Super Bowl and then coming over to the Cowboys and getting one? He's feeling great about himself. And then Chris Richard, guess what? He's making that name for himself, but then we might have to pay him more because then people are going to try to poach and take him.
Well, you know, via satellite, you know that weird sound you heard?
Yeah.
Via satellite, via LA, Compton, Cali.
The
Game was recording his new album with Kendrick Lamar, produced by producer G in the building. He had some words of wisdom to give you. Producer G, are you there?
There he is.
Let me turn you up.
Turn him up.
You guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Producer G. You're in the Black Album. It's the Black Album. It's the Black Album.
You still don't get to see me. You get a silhouette of Producer G.
He's still invisible.
It's Producer G's silhouette.
Invisible. Talk to us, Producer G. First of all, talk about your time in Cali, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty cool. Got to go to the camp. It was a lot, you know, when you see it on TV, it looks a lot different when you're in person. On TV, it looks real big, but it's really a little small place back in the cut.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's crazy. There's no city, no building around, and then you just get access. There's not that many people there, so it was really cool to get to see up close in person, being at camp. Obviously, you've seen some of the videos that I was able to put out there. So, but other than that, I mean, just being around the palm trees and the mountains, you know, that's always nice. The nice weather. So we got to go through LA a little bit. That was pretty cool. The traffic wasn't fun, you know that.
Yeah, that traffic was hell, wasn't it?
But outside of that, I mean, it's been pretty cool. I mean, it was just that was cool to go to my first ever Cowboys training camp.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna have to go again now, right?
We'll have to go back. They were saying, I think that they're going to be here, maybe 2 more seasons?
Yeah, I think they're going a couple seasons. But, hell, with that weather out there, because you notice the temperature drops. It gets from super hot in San Diego, and then it drops in Oxnard, and it feels really good out there.
And I've been kind of watching the comments and everything as we've been going along. And want to give some more shout-outs in there, too, as we go here. But some of the things I wanted to talk about was what I've been listening to you so far.
Okay.
You guys were talking about Zeke and how he's not playing, and I see a lot of people in the comments saying that he should have been playing.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like this is good for Dak because it gives him a chance. It gives us a chance to kind of see him again without Zeke. Because if you remember last year without Zeke, he went 3-3. He kind of struggled those first 3 games.
Okay.
I think that this just gives you an opportunity to see how much more in command he is this season, not having Zeke with him. And so far, I think he hasn't missed a beat. As he's looked good. I mean, there was only 1 drive where we didn't score with him.
Mm-hmm.
So out of the 4 drives, I think he was in there.
Uh-huh.
We scored 3 of them, and you know, we're looking good with Rod Smith. So imagine how it's going to look with Zeke back there. Obviously, you got the injuries to the offensive line now, but that's the thing that I was happy to see was that Dak just looked cool, calm, without having Zeke in there. He looks like he's in control. And you talked about not having Dez, so that's huge for Dak too. He just seems to be more in control. Like we talked about last season in the opener, how sweaty he was, and he just looked nervous, and he just sweat just drenched off his face. You know, like you could tell there was a lot of pressure on him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, always going to be pressure playing for the Cowboys, being the Cowboys quarterback, but it just feels like this season that the pressure just isn't so much. I feel like he can really just chill out, play his game, and I'm seeing him adding the deep ball to his game, which is really exciting too. So as far as like that goes, I was tying that to Zeke. I'm glad that Zeke's not playing because I do want to see what Dak's looking like by himself because that's been one of the issues. You know, everybody thinks Dak just sucks if there's no Zeke. So he's kind of showing you right now he's in control without Zeke. So if you just add Zeke to that, and he went 3-0, you know, the last stretch of those 6 games, he went 0-3 and then 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
So he had improved without Zeke. So I just think that's huge for him and his development playing without Zeke. We already know what Zeke brings to the table. So we really shouldn't worry about that. A couple other observations like from camp that I've seen was Michael Gallup's clearly looking like the go-to guy right now. I mean, every time they drop back, he's looking for him. He's looking for him deep. Mm-hmm. He's getting open. I mean, obviously you don't have Cole Beasley out there, and Tavon Austin's been injured, so by default guys are going to be stepping up.
Mm-hmm.
One of the guys that I think is really going to be cut, and I haven't seen him at all, and he's just been off to the side. He's been injured a little bit, is Noah Brown.
Yeah, Noah Brown's gone.
I think he's done. I don't know about Deontay Thompson either. I haven't really heard nothing from him. So
He's been hurt too.
I think Lance Lenoir's definitely secured one of them spots. I think what he's done already, Lance Lenoir's made this team already. I think the rest of the guys love him, and he's playing well. And he had a great offseason, as you've seen all the videos he's putting out. and he's done nothing but make the most of his opportunities. He's a little bit slower than I'd like for punt returns. I've seen him on punt returns. I don't really care for him in that position. He kind of reminds me of a Patrick Creighton. We talked about it before. Like he's quick. He's got hands. He don't really have the speed though. But these are just some observations from my time here at camp. And another thing I wanted to hit on was Jalen Smith. He obviously you're not seeing those choppy feet anymore. We talked last year about how every time he wanted to make a cut or drive on somebody or drive on the ball, he had to do all these choppy steps.
Right.
Now you see him planting that foot and driving off that leg and that knee. He's a lot more confident in it. And you're seeing them swipes coming a lot more often and frequently now. So he should be full go. So that's exciting too.
Yeah, very exciting.
You want to have Sean Lee in there. I heard you guys talking about Sean Lee. You definitely want to have him out there because you need to get that chemistry with him and the new linebackers and it's like a new defense, kind of in a rebuild mode in a way because it's still very young and they just kind of started re-putting it together last season minus a couple guys like Sean Lee. So you need to have your quarterback and your defense in there, making sure that you feel good about it going into the season. And obviously the first teams look good. The second team needs a lot of work. And same with the offensive line too. The second team just doesn't look great. But I'm excited what I saw though out of our first team units.
So let me ask you this. Number one, tell me I'm right about Rod Smith.
Yes, you're right about Rod Smith.
And also, I think Darius Jackson might take Bo Scarborough's spot.
See, well, you think
they're
going to
good.
do 3 running backs?
I mean, they're going to keep. I think they're going to keep 4 running backs because there's no way you cut Darius Jackson. You see how hard he's been running? He had 42 yards again last night, and he had 4 catches for 22 yards. He's a better running back than Bo Scarborough, but they like Bo Scarborough because he brings that Alabama element. He's a big kid. But if you look at Darius Jackson in those 2 games that they've played, he's clearly outplayed him.
You know who I like even better, though? I like Trey Williams.
Trey Williams, he's okay, but I really like Darius Jackson. I'm glad we brought him back.
I mean, I like Darius, too. He kind of reminds me of Darren McFadden a little bit with his running style. He's kind of upright, like sprinter, holds the ball up high and runs up high. But I like Trey Williams as a receiving type back. And I know that we do like to do a lot of that. We had Lance Dunbar before, and I feel like he is kind of in that category. But then we also have Tavon Austin for that.
But they ain't
now
gonna keep him.
Tavon Austin feels more like he's developing into a
receiver.
slot.
Yeah, he's going to be a receiver. Seems like now. They had him listed. Did they had him listed as running back in the lineup when they with you? Because they had him listed as strictly a running back. But I feel like
they had the old lineup. Whatever one you had is the one I got.
Okay, so they had him listed as a running back, and I just feel like when the season starts, he's going to be playing receiver because he has that receiver element. So I think the last odd spot, if you're looking at receivers, I mean, honestly, from these first 2 games, I can almost see this looking at the specialty positions. If you're looking at our quarterback position, I'm seeing Cooper Rush, Dak Prescott. Mike White is not going to be carried on the roster. He's going to probably go to practice squad. And then, like I said, I feel like Darius Jackson has leapfrogged Bo Scarborough. He's probably maybe on the roster, but he might be more practice squad too. I don't know how they're going to do that with those cuts. And then if you're looking at receivers, Allen Hurns, Gallup, Beasley, Terrence Williams, Lance Lenore, and who else did we just say? And Tavon Austin. Those looks like those receivers. Everybody else looks like they're going to get cut, unless maybe McKee, that kid. He looks like he's a guy that I would love to keep, but I don't know if he makes it.
He's number 81, right?
McKee is 19.
Okay. I like what I was seeing a little bit from 81. But when you say we're going to keep 4 running backs, are you including the fullback there?
Oh, yeah. So we'll have to probably keep 5 because Alawaze, is that what his name is? I don't know how to say his damn name.
Yeah, that's it. So you got Zeke, Rod Smith, and then you're thinking Darius Jackson, and then Awale?
And Awale, yep. And I like Scarborough, but he's so straight line as far as a running back. He doesn't offer any like wiggle. And when you saw Jackson in there, when he was getting that ball, he was hitting that hole. He has wiggle. He has speed. He can run. I mean, he can get yards after the run. He's physical. He just adds more of an element than Bo Scarborough. As much as we love the sexy pick, Darius Jackson is better than Bo Scarborough right now. That's just a fact. I don't care what anybody tells me.
Corey can relate to Darius Jackson. Wasn't he with the Browns last season?
But he was hurt.
Right.
He got hurt. I think he was with the Browns like a couple games, and he blew out his knee or tore up something. He was out. He was on injured reserve, so they didn't really even get to see him. So it was a blessing in disguise that he got hurt, that he came back to us. And I'm telling you, just watching him, he can catch out the backfield. He can play special teams. I think as much as we love Bo Scarborough, Jackson's a better option right now at this point in time.
Yeah, I think I might have to agree with you on that. I mean, Scarborough had like one good run, one big run that got everybody excited, and the touchdown was even fluky that he had, like he ran into his lineman and kind of stumbled into the end zone, so that wasn't a smooth run either. So
right,
Rod Smith clearly the number one, but then again, it's hard to evaluate these guys. So we talk about Mike White and Cooper Rush. Mike White could be the better quarterback, but we don't know because he gets stuck behind a crappy offensive line.
That's true.
That's kind of the same way with the running backs too.
But you know what? If you look at the natural ability, you can see Mike White is good. But you can also see, even when you watch that game, G, that he held the ball too long. Yeah. He held the ball way too long. He just looks like a rookie. He just looks like he would not be ready. Like, if it was a ready-made defense, like we're talking about him playing with the third stringers, but imagine if he played with first stringers. He would look absolutely terrible.
Right. And I'm also thinking about how if you are to make the team like a Lance Lenore or even like a Tony Romo, back in the day, you have to stand out and play really well despite what's around you. You got to make those guys better. So
right.
That's just kind of a thing that you would be able to tell if you're ready after that. And then another thing I wanted to talk about was, from camp here at least, to wrap that up, another observation was Randy Gregory had a great last couple days.
Mm-hmm.
He was all over I think he had 4 sacks accounted for on the second to last day.
So what do you think about him? Because remember, I've been screaming him from day one, and you've been like, he ain't really showed me nothing. So what do you think now?
Well, I've just had reservations because he hasn't shown anything. And so far I'm still pretty much on the same mindset with that. Like,
are you?
He's looked solid when he's gotten there. I thought
I don't believe you. You saw that daggone getting about. You saw that Ben. You saw him. You saw him in that game pushing that pocket. Just come over to my side in week 2, and you will be like, "Oh, they're Randy Gregory." I can't wait till you yell it.
I mean, I will when he shows me something like that.
He's gonna show you something. That boy's nasty. And what do you think about Doris Armstrong Jr.?
Honestly, I didn't get to take a lot of looks at him, but from what I've seen from what you have put out there, I mean, you compare him similarly to Randy Gregory with the bend. So
yes.
Anytime you can get that leverage under a tackle, I mean, that's going to be good for your pass rush. So hopefully, though, we get the guys like Tyrone Crawford and maybe Antoine Woods to be coming through in the middle.
Yeah.
Those guys on the outside are doing work. So, and we didn't even factor in when we get David Irving back.
Exactly, and that's huge. I mean, we haven't even touched on that subject. Now you on the ones and twos with me right now, since we just touched on David Irving. What do you think about that, producer G? I'm gonna be honest with you. I get what he was saying when he was talking about the weed smoking. He smoked all his life, blah blah blah. I get it. A lot of people have went through it. I get it. To me, I don't know. David Irving just seemed like a big crybaby to me. I'm sorry. He just seems like a crybaby to me, man.
Yeah, I mean, all these guys like him, even Randy Gregory, Josh Gordon, these guys, like, they all have to have special things for them. You know what I mean? Like, they're different from other guys. Like,
but doesn't it seem like Randy Gregory had real issues? And, like, when you see Randy Gregory, it looks like he's not a goofy kid like David Irving is.
When I look at Randy Gregory and see his face, he looks super bored, like he's ready to smoke. Because like he hasn't been smoking, so he looks like kind of pissed and on edge. Like, just leave me alone. I'm sober as fuck. That's kind of like the vibe I get from him and being up close to him. Like, he just has that look on his face, like
he need a blunt.
Yeah, like he loves what he's doing, but like it could be better. Like he ain't having fun like that.
Like, I love being sober. I love playing football, but guess what? If there was a blunt in front of me, I would love it better.
He can't wait till they like pass something so he can smoke.
So he can't wait till they finally just pass it in the league and be like, oh yes, now I'm gonna get 15 sacks.
But yeah, I mean, he definitely has stood out. You see, he's been out there with the starters. And speaking of that, that's kind of one thing. Going back to the offense a little bit, with Rico Gathers, you guys were talking about the tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
Rico, to me, obviously, clearly, is the best athlete and receiver out of the tight ends. Now, Corey misconstrued my words a little bit there because I said in my comment he's the best receiving tight end.
Yeah.
So I believe, like, if you throw up jump balls to him, he's going to get it. I don't know about Blake Jarwin. I've seen him in a couple situations like that during the game, and he just doesn't. He just doesn't have that it factor when it comes to being a supreme athlete like that. So he looked a little soft. Dalton Schultz, I seen him trying to do like a little Jason Witten type wiggle in his route, and you're just not Jason Witten. So, like, you ain't going to get open like that. So I think we are going to miss Jason Witten a little bit more than what we might have thought. Because even though he would only get them 5 or 6 yards, he knew how to – he had that little knack for just getting open and picking up them little first downs, whether it's 5 or 6 yards. So I think we might miss him in that area when it comes to, like, them third and short situations.
Right.
Even though he wasn't fast, you know, that dude knew how to get open. So I think we might be underestimating what Witten meant in that part of it. I know his numbers hadn't been great, but I do think that we're going to have some struggles at that tight end position. None of them has looked great to me as a receiver, minus Gathers. But Gathers, obviously, there's something else he doesn't have going on that we're not seeing. Like, maybe he's not picking up the playbook. I don't know what it is. But when it comes to being an athlete and a receiver, he's clearly the best. And I would love if they would just give him a chance to be on the field with Dak Prescott at the same time. Like, I've never seen him on the field with Dak. That's what I want to see. You know what I mean? Like, let Dak have that big target out there. Why are you giving it to Cooper Rush and Mike White? Like,
well, here's the thing. Like I said, I don't think the coaches are sitting there trying to sabotage Rico Gathers and not letting him play. I just feel like I posted a video where he messed up on a play. I just feel like he really doesn't know the plays, and he keeps on missing assignments. And after year 3, it shouldn't be like that. And remember how everybody was hyped up for him the years before, and it just seems like he's regressed.
That's what I mean. It's got to be something other than the on-the-field, like, abilities, because to me, he's clearly, like, the best physical ability tight end that we have. I mean, Blake Jarwin's a big guy, too. I kind of compared him to Gronk by the way he looked, but he doesn't have those Gronk traits. I mean, Rico
not physical like him.
Traits.
Right.
But, again, if you can't put it together mentally, it's not going to work. So, I mean, I don't know. I just want to see him out there on a passing play with Dak. I want to see Dak get on the ball. We just haven't seen that yet. I think we would get excited if we did. But then again, if he's going to be missing protections or things like that, then he's going to cost you.
Right. So that's what I feel like. We all want to see it. Everybody out here wants to see Rico Gathers with Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott and with those elements. But it has to be Rico Gathers. I don't really feel like they were like, oh, Blake Jarwin, let's put him over Rico Gathers. I feel like when Rico came in that year and everybody was excited, he was putting in that work. I feel like he put more work into that music this past season. And like I said, if you go to his Instagram, he don't got no football on there. He got nothing but rappers, producers, managers, and that's his game. That's what he talks about, his rap game. And guess what? He got paid really good to be with these Cowboys, and you don't think he used that money to fund his rap career? Yes, he did.
Like some of this is on the coaching staff, because if you look at previous players that we've had opportunities to develop that have lots of potential, it has not really worked out very often in the past. I mean, sometimes it does, but usually not, and particularly with the tight end position, when you look at guys like Anthony Fasano, John Phillips, Martellus Bennett, I'm worried that we might get into another situation like that where we don't develop this guy or get him on the field and see what he can do. He goes somewhere else and balls out. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that I'm worried about with him, because then he's going to be this huge tight end like Jimmy Graham coming out of nowhere, and then we're like, damn, we had him and gave up on him. Yeah. So that's just something I kind of worry about too as a fan.
I mean, that part of it, yeah, but I still just don't feel like he's going to go somewhere and get like 30, 40 balls. He'll be a guy that's still going to be a red zone threat wherever he goes, because it's nobody you see at 6'8", 280 pounds, muscular monster like that can body people. You saw what he did yesterday. White just threw the ball up there and he just took it out of his hand. And even when the dude tried to tackle him, he still couldn't get him down because he's too damn big.
I don't know if we have another guy on the team that's capable of doing that. So that's what I'm saying. I think he might be the best as far as like a pure receiver out there, like going up, getting the ball, the physical ability. I think it's clear and obvious that he's better than the other guys when it comes to that, getting jump balls, things like that. But overall for the team, though, like coming out of camp and what we've seen so far in training and the preseason, I really like what we've seen from the ones. I'm excited because we don't even have Cole Beasley. We don't even have Zeke, and we're able to move the ball. Like I said, Dak scored on 3 of 4 of his preseason drives. So you got to be pretty pumped up about that. As far as the defense goes, I'm a little concerned about Leighton Vander Esch, injury prone. Like I can see this guy constantly being hurt, and then it's another Sean Lee situation where he's good, but he's never really helping you because he's always off the field. So hopefully we don't have to worry about that with him. And then the secondary and the starting secondary seems to be pretty good to me. And the linebackers and the defensive line, we know that's good. So the first team looks great, but that depth is where it starts to come in. And then what's up with Jordan Lewis?
I mean, I just think it's a situation more that Coach Richard just got in his head, and now he's just, if you're a cornerback, I played it. If you start doubting yourself or second-guessing yourself, you start playing like you usually don't play. And, number one, you're on an island. So everybody's going to see it when you mess up. So if one play gets blown up, somebody gets a 20-yard pass, 30-yard pass, everybody's like, oh, he's struggling. I think Jordan Lewis, even Anthony Brown are going to be okay. I think they're just going to continue to step up and grow with the defense. We just need to be okay. I think the biggest thing right now is depth. I feel like Jordan Lewis, Anthony Brown are going to be okay, but it's the depth. If somebody gets hurt, that's the worry for me now. I don't worry about the depth on the defensive line as much any longer. I think we'll be okay at the linebackers because, Joe Thomas has stepped up. You still got Vander Esch who didn't even play. Damian Wilson has played better. So I like that. Covington is just now getting work, and that was our 5th-round draft pick. I think just the depth on the safety position and maybe the back end as far as – because, like I said, Marquez White and Duke Thomas has not done anything to step up regardless anyway. So I wonder how many cornerbacks we keep as far as that depth because I don't see any of those guys as far as Javaris Ward and Alumba, any of those guys making the team because they just haven't done nothing. They just look absolutely terrible when they've got in.
So as far as Jordan Lewis goes, you just think it really comes down to confidence?
I just think it's confidence because, Jordan Lewis bases a lot of his game on his confidence and his swagger. And it just looks like he doesn't have his swagger right now. And when you kind of don't have that swagger and that's kind of your game, it's kind of like a Richard Sherman. He doesn't live off that because he's a technical guy as well. But it's kind of when you're a young player and you kind of live off that and that's kind of not there, you feel defeated in plays that you usually would make, you're not making because of that mental thing. And we've seen that time and time again with players. When you mentally are messed up, it shows in your game.
Yep. So Jordan Lewis has been having a little bit of a struggle in camp. You could argue that Anthony Brown even has been playing better than him so far. But like you said, that could be a number of factors. We know he has the ability. So do you think he could be on the trade block or something? Like, could that be an option?
I mentioned it last week. Actually, like a few days ago, I said he could be traded. If we're looking at possibly getting Earl Thomas and we give up a draft pick and then we give up possibly a Jordan Lewis, that could happen. But now with the way the guys are playing, I think you need the Jordan Lewis and the Anthony Brown for depth because you don't want to lose those guys because you're going to need them during the season. So I don't think that would be good unless you are bringing an Earl Thomas in. Because we need that depth because those guys that we got in the undrafted free agent market, I'm not even Camp Kelly. I don't see them guys even making the squad at all.
Trying to make it where you guys can see me. It's like
there you go. I see you. You look white now. You was black. You was black as hell. Now you white. So now we're good. There you go. You're back black again.
So going back to Lance Lenoir, you think that he has secured his spot on the roster?
I don't know if he's secured it. I think he's damn close because I feel like they're going to move Tavon Austin. He's fighting for the last spot. So it's going to be between him, Noah Brown, Deontay Thompson, then McKay. So he still has to show and prove. I don't think that Lance Lenoir can have a bad game or have bad practices and feel like he's going to make the team. He's fighting for one last spot because I feel like those other 5 are sold up.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments, too. We can get some shout-outs because I know we've just been rambling on here. And everybody's been commenting and sharing and liking, and we appreciate that. Keep that coming. We probably won't be here much longer, but
nope,
let me
not
get
at all.
A few, I get up off here. Jessica, appreciate you as always. I know you've been sharing it for us. Jimmy Kramer, Jawan James, Brad Chafin, all you guys that made comments and we didn't get them, make sure you tune back in next week. I'll be back at the studio. So we'll definitely have your comments answered much more when I'm back next week. Willie Stovall, Ron Smith, my guy in there. Appreciate you all, Lionel Montgomery, anyone who liked and shared or watched the video today. Don't forget, you can go back and watch it again right here where you're watching. You can also re-listen to it on SoundCloud, iTunes, or Google Play. Just thanks again for everybody, and you're on YouTube too. I know we didn't get to a lot of YouTube comments today. Make sure you tune back in next week, and we're always trying to get everybody's comments. And you can support us, as you can see right up here. Support the nation, patreon.com /
And remember, you don't have to give $1. You can give more.
Yes, you can go anywhere from $1 to as much as you like. Every month you can cancel at any time. So that's the great thing about it. There's no contracts or anything, just a month-to-month thing. If you want to support the nation, you can do that right there.
Bubble, but on a higher level.
And, trying to think if there was any other observations or anything. So I guess right before I go, and you might have already answered it, but what are you looking forward to for this next game against the Cardinals on Sunday?
Just that defense. I want to see another shutout in that first half. And just, I would love to see Zeke probably not going to play, but I just want to continue to see Dak being effective with the offense. I mainly want to see Joe Looney and Kadeem Edwards because they're probably going to be in the starting position. Kadeem Edwards, Joe Looney, I want to see them too. And I just want to see our defense pitch another shutout.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully improving something from a depth perspective, like maybe the backup defense doesn't give up the game this time, So
yeah.
To some weak Matt Barkley or whoever it is, or Betherford, for the 49ers. Like, I just want to finish out a game. Some of that's on the coaching too, You can't just put it all on the players. You got to be able to finish a game as a coaching staff. And
I don't know. Those players look bad. I don't know if the coaching staff was – the players look bad in that second half, and they've been looking bad. Even when the positions like the cover twos, even they're playing press coverage, the guys are just not there, and it just looks like there's a serious drop-off from the top to the bottom, and that needs to kind of – those guys are probably not going to be with the team, but they need to find those choice players that are going to really make a difference. I think one guy that has looked good on the team, the players that has been undrafted, is the guy Tyree Robinson from Oregon. I think he's going to make it as a safety for us.
Gary Lee in our Facebook Live comment says he will give 100.
Yeah, appreciate you, Gary Lee.
Make sure you go click on that link, and we will definitely give you shout-outs every week. We will feature you on this show. Anybody who becomes a Patreon, you are guaranteed shout-outs. So if you commented and we didn't get to you, we might get to you next week. But if you were a Patreon, we're giving you that shout-out no matter what. So Eric Kashani is another guy. And let me who's a proud patron of Silver and Blue Nation. So let me thank someone else, too, who also is a patron for us. If I can find it here. Just one sec.
Hurry up.
Maybe not. Oh, wait. Oh, yes. Janiqua Russell. She became a proud patron as well of the Silver and Blue Nation podcast. So, Eric Kashani, Janiqua Russell, we certainly appreciate you. And we will continue to give you shout-outs every week. And anybody who supports the nation and watches every week, we appreciate it. So, that's pretty much it for me. I don't know about you guys, but.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, it's an early show. Probably going to give a quick shout-out because I was going to give a shout-out at the beginning. But shout-out to my sons. We went and played ball last Sunday, and we annihilated all competition. Don't ever think you can play with me and my sons because, first of all, we too tall and we too big for y'all. My youngest, he coming in at 6'4". My oldest came in at strong 6'3". And you saw G was coming out there with this shooting lights out jump shots. G was doing his daggone thing. We smacked every team out there. And any of y'all want to bring it, we'll play y'all. We got squad. My sons is nice.
I'm ready to go again.
You feel me? We ballers. So get your squad. Now if y'all playing semi-pro ball, some stuff like that, don't come hollering at me because you know you're going to beat us. But if you just are a pretty good baller, we're going to beat you.
Well, that's it for me from California.
He said he playing semi-ball.
Yeah, don't be coming at me. Don't be inboxing me with your semi-pro. We ain't playing you guys, okay? We're playing street ballers. We will beat you. Not you semi-pro players. Don't be in my inbox. All right.
Jerry Jones says Tavon Austin reminds him of Michael Irvin a little bit. Do you think that's a little bit of a subtle shot at Dez?
Man, listen. Jerry Jones old as hell. I don't listen to nothing he say no more.
You don't think it's a subtle shot to Dez?
I'm just keeping it real. I don't listen to nothing that Jerry Jones says any longer.
Okay, maybe he's dementia, getting a little old.
Dementia might be creeping in, but I just don't listen to nothing Jerry Jones says any longer. You know what I'm saying? I rarely even post what he says now because, like, enough is enough. Be
Since
quiet.
it's Cowboys related, and we got Corey on the show, is Dez Bryant going to be signing with the Browns?
Nope, because
that would be the big
fat
no. Since Josh Gordon came back, he is no longer in the microscope.
That was the only reason they were even considering him.
That's it.
Yeah.
So Dez Bryant might go week 1 without a team.
Yeah, I was reading a report yesterday. They said since Gordon's back, they said you are no longer on the radar. I said, Jesus.
I mean, but why would you? Be honest. Josh Gordon, Dez Bryant, who you taking?
Gordon.
Thank you.
There's a chance that Dez Bryant has to retire if he can't get with a team.
Should have took the Ravens deal.
He's going to be old if he waits a year.
I mean, a year of Dez Bryant sitting out of football, he has to retire. He's not that type of player that he's going to be able to come back after a year and do it. He's not that type of player. And I don't know if he has that type of dedication. I think Dez will be cool with just going and kicking it. I just hope he saved his money. I hope he put his money to good use. I hope he invested. I really hope that, because I would hate to see 3-4 years down the line, you know, where they're at now in Dez Bryant. Like, wow, dang, for real, because it's happened to many, many, many NFL players that we send on the top, and then you see them later on down the line, they mismanage their money because Rock Nation didn't do him a favor anyway with the contract situation from the beginning.
Will Dez Bryant be in the Ring of Honor?
No.
All-time leader, franchise touchdown catches?
No. That's a big fat no.
I think that's just going to be a bad relationship then.
Yeah, that's not – I mean, I think we're going to always remember what Dez did, but he's definitely not going to be in no Ring of Honor. Hell no.
Do you think that relationship then is, like, bruised, like, for the future?
I think so.
So, like, we won't be honoring Dez Bryant someday?
I think it'll be one of them situations that have to be real along down the line. But right now, the first 2 or 3 years is fresh because of everything that he kind of said in Twitter and just the back and forth. I think that relationship is very, very severed.
That's all right though.
It is what it is.
I had something else I was going to say, but it slipped my mind. So we'll have to try to bring it back up next week. And shit, what was it, man?
Yeah, you said shit.
Well, you can't sit there and think about it while you're live, so. Until next week, then. I mean, is that it? You got anything else to add to it?
No, just I just want to appreciate Corey and my dog Marshawn. He's in the background. You don't know, but we got goons back here. You better be careful. My guy got bats, and we got goons out here. So don't come thinking you can run up on Big Game James out here. I got goons up in here. You feel me? But anyway, it was good. Corey came in here, made it happen. Great job, Corey. Appreciate you, dog. Did a great job. My guy Marshawn hooked it up too in the very beginning, so I'm giving big shout outs to those guys. They handled it very, very well today. Kept the show popping, and just mad love for them guys. And you get back here safe from Cali, big dog. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, come back to Cali. Tell Game and Kendrick, make sure that track is fire.
And
I'm not sure what that was. I honestly couldn't hear it like what you said, really. I heard
he said, okay. All right. Yeah. And I'm producer G.
Thanks again to Corey and Marshawn and everybody who's always a part of the show, everybody who watches. That's Big Game James.
That's producer G Voltron.
And now the show's over. Stop the stream.